cooking today, but first I've got my little lemonade, but I also want a coffee, so I'm gonna make a coffee. Just a little iced coffee. Oh, skirt. Now, I'm not too picky about my coffee, so I just use instant coffee. I think it tastes really good. 1.5 teaspoons. I need a little bit of a pick-me-up before I start this meal prep, because it's going to be a marathon of cooking, a marathon. Little stir. We'll add some sweetness with syrup. Add some milk. I like that color. The color works well with me. Yep, that'll do. And then ice water. You got iced coffee. Easy peasy. We'll add ice, add water, and you got your coffee. Awesome. The straw is too big, so I'm just gonna make it work. We're gonna get some cinnamon. Set a little intention with my cinnamon and set some intention over my coffee. So I want to set the intention with adding the cinnamon over my coffee to make some healthy meals for the week that are going to aid in my productivity and aid in balancing in my hormones. I'm going to stir, and so be. Kitchen witching is as simple as that. It's just putting an intention over your liquid. And if you have looked at, hi Ava, if you have seen any studies on water and the frequency about putting intention into water, they've also done studies with rice, that it really does work, that setting an intention over water changes the frequency of it. And if you're ingesting it, then you are also changing the frequency inside your body. Hello. All right, so I just made an iced coffee, and I'm going to start meal prepping. So I'm going to start with some fruit first. Oh, goodness. I've got this watermelon, and I've got a cucumber, and I'm going to make a water cucumber salad. I'm just going to cut up and mix together the other ingredients that go with it. Mint and feta cheese, I need to go to the store for, but I can still prep my fruit ingredients. So actually, I want a different knife. I lied. Hot tip, if you're going to be cutting a bunch of fruit, bring your garbage can closer to you. So I'm going to have mine right there. And sharpen my knife. Let's see here. I'm just going to cut right down the middle. Half of it I'm going to use for my salad, and then half of it I think I'm going to juice and make agua fresca. Gorgeous, beautiful. I'm gonna set that one to the side. And we're just gonna start cutting. Oh, this is really juicy. Jump real fast. No, I'll just keep cooking or keep chopping. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Hello. Hi. Well, sway a sec. Oh, juicy. Mm-hmm. Bro. So I'm meal prepping. I'm meal prepping food for the week. So it's easy to grab out of the fridge. I don't have to worry about it. I've got my dinners. I've got snacks, fruit, and all healthy food to help balance my hormones. This is to help people, especially women who have PCOS. Mm-hmm. Really good. Uh-huh. Okay. Trash. One of these days I will try and do something with the hide. The hide or the rind, sorry, the rind. So I'm just cutting my pieces to size for the salad that I'm gonna make. Where'd it go? All right, now I need to grab Tupperware. All right, clean your service. All right, next, cucumber. Hi. Ooh, this cucumber is about to go bad. So I'm glad I'm gonna use it. Go through all those pieces of watermelon in the bed and I'll be over in a minute. But you don't know where I am. Also, I promise you wouldn't know what to do with me. Promise you. You all think you do. And alas, disappointed. Every time. So disappointed. I don't like the thickness of that. Snaps. Thanks, Julia. It's the truth, though. It's the truth, though. I just went through like a wild phase, and literally a couple months ago, and so disappointing. So, like, I was on a kink app and everything, finding all the kinky people, and again, very disappointing. Well, it's not about the size of the cucumber that matters. It's how you use it, seriously, though. Because the best one out of that entire experience of that phase, I haven't found the right person to wear one for. But like I said, it's how you use it. Because like I said, the best one out of that entire experience, he was not the biggest of the bunch. So size does not matter, people. I wouldn't say I'm wild. I'm just open. I just don't think people talk about it enough. Everyone's so uncomfortable and like, oh, prude about it. It's like, everyone does it. Why don't we just fucking talk about it? Okay. That's going into the fridge. And I have to go to the store and get feta cheese, mint, or basil. And then the salad will be ready. But that is ready for the fridge. Boom, one step down. Next. It doesn't what? It doesn't. What do you mean it doesn't? Oops. Sorry. Sorry. You fell. All right, so this next one, I'll spare you all the blender, and I will just cut it up and put it to the side so no one has to listen to the blender going off, and I'll juice this later. You have kids? Yes, I have one kid. I have a toddler. She's 3. But she gets all of my attention now. Like I said, I went through my little phase for a couple of months, and it was just, ugh, not good. Yeah, I just knitted her a blanket last night. And this like really pretty pink yarn that's super soft. I'm excited to give it to her. She's gonna be excited for it. Sweet angel. Alright, and like I said, I'll juice this later. This will be really refreshing. But I need to get some lime, some lemon juice for it to make agua fresca. again, clean your surface. Oh, wow, I love watermelon. I bought 6 yesterday and ate them all in one sitting. So good. Wow, how did that work through your system? Because this cucumber watermelon salad, like, makes you regular. If anyone needs help in that department. Okay, next, you guys were talking about... Me too, okay. You guys were talking about that small cucumber. Well, I have half of what was really a giant zucchini that I am going to chop up and make the rest of it today. The other portion of this zucchini went into baked goods, brownies, cake. I know, right? Yeah, don't mention it. I think I'm just going to be really easy and just chop it up and roast it in the air fryer to get it out of the way. What you make? I'm meal prepping. So I just made a cucumber watermelon salad. Right now I'm going to roast off some zucchini. And then I'm going to make some type of chicken pasta dish for the week. And then I'm going to make a shrimp fajitas dish. And then some protein little snack bowls with some boiled eggs. Yeah, I do. Some boiled eggs, slices of turkey, some plums. These sides are a little gross, so they're getting tossed. Thank you. Yeah, it should be yummy. So I'm just going to make little zucchini steaks, oil, season, and throw them in the air fryer just for making this an easy meal prep. Oh. And for the ladies out there that are interested, the food and the vegetables and the meat that I'm using are helpful with PCOS. So I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is you get little cysts all over your ovaries. It's from a hormone imbalance, makes you gain weight like crazy, and then it makes it really difficult to lose weight because your hormones are out of balance. A lot of women have different types of PCOS. The one that I have more testosterone than I need to have. And so what really helped me lose about 50 pounds so far, I'm still actively losing, is eating for my cycle. So right now I am ovulating. So the food that I'm going to be making shrimp fajitas with peppers. She has to soak in warm water for 2 days. What, because I'm ovulating? I've never heard of that, but okay. Actually, this is large, so I'm going to get a sheet tray and not use my air fryer and just use my oven. So we're going to do 400. Grab a tray. Pictures on the fridge, my family. Actually, that's my dad and I when I was a little girl. But the other pictures, yeah, no, you can't see. I've got like my nephew up there, but I take him down. I don't care if you see me and my dad when I was little. That's fine with me. Yes, welcome to my kitchen. So we're just gonna roast these. And then like for my daughter, I can just chop these up once they're done. And she can have little pieces. And then for me, they're like little steaks. Little sticky steaks. And I'm really proud of myself that none of this went to waste because I was given 3 giant frickin' zucchinis. But I'm gifted like giant zucchinis almost every year because I use them. Very simple, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Gorgeous, beautiful. Why are you shouting at me? Sorry, I feel like I want to say, I told my friend about eating watermelon, and he said he did, and his wife was put in a wheelchair for a week just to get around the house. That sounds awful. Sorry. Ooh. You're funny. That's funny. Smiley, smiley, smiley. All right, now it is not my preference to get oil all over my hands to use a bunch of soap to wash it off, so I'm just gonna use the glove. Look, well, I haven't even finished. It's not even cooked yet. And these gloves are too small. But they were free. They were given to me, so I try. Sometimes I can get them on when my hand is like completely dry, or if my hand has lotion on it, they get in easier. Go figure. A little bit of lubricant. Okay, cool. All right, in the oven. Okay, what's next? We're gonna prep for the shrimp, even though I don't even have the shrimp out or thawing, but I'm gonna prep my vegetables for it anyway. Yeah. Giraffe's neck? Oh, I have a toddler. It's to measure how tall. I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, no, that is on my fridge. Ooh, that's not how I wanted to cut it. That's fine. I'm making fajitas, so we got to do it like that. There we go. Okay, bye. Enjoy yourself. I thought you were telling me to go do that. I was going to be like, well, no. Veggies set aside for later. Go put those with my other veggies. Do a little bit of rinsing. All right, for my chicken pasta dish thing that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna put some onion. I have some frozen spinach that I'm gonna put into it, and I think that's it. I think I'm gonna do onion, garlic, and a bag of spinach. I think that should be good. I think I can get my daughter to eat that, hopefully. So pasta. Let's get some water boiling. What noodles do I think I'm gonna use like a penne pasta. Alright, that's gonna go on to boil. Put it on high, put a lid on. Alright, let's chop up an onion. I actually want to clean, or I want to sharpen this again. Come on, bitch. There we go. Because that sharpening didn't help. Yeah. The eyeballs. Okay. Okay. I don't like this layer. This layer's coming off. Bye. Bye, bitch. Okay. I'm just gonna put it all in here. Onion. This is my freezer garlic. Put my freezer garlic in there. I'll come back to that. Okay. Now it's time to cut up the chicken. Set that to the side. When I'm cutting my protein, I like to use a different cutting pad than my regular one. Grab your paper towels so that you can dry your protein when you're cooking it. Grab a bowl so that we can season the protein. That'll be for my shrimp. Is this big enough? Okay. All right, protein. I'm really glad I'm doing this because last week I was just so lazy and didn't have any food. I mean, I had food, but I had to cook it. Wash your chicken. If you're not washing your chicken, just wash your chicken. Just rinse it off from the bag that it comes in. This is just Costco chicken breast. I've got 4 of them, but I'm only going to use 3, I think. And then the last one, I'll just cook off for myself and put it in a salad for later. Dry off your chicken so it's not all watery and juicy. It's easier to cut, at least for me. Now, I find chicken breast, if you're gonna make like a pasta dish and you've got your chicken breast like this, I love using dark meat because it's just juicier and it tastes better. But a nice trick that you can do with chicken breast so that it isn't tough because you've got such a thick piece is to, I'm gonna set that one back down there. This one doesn't really need it, but I'm gonna do it anyway, is to just cut them in half down the breast, like that. And then you wanna go against the grain and get your pieces that way. That way they're thinner, they all cook evenly, they cook at the same rate instead of if you got thicker chunks as opposed to smaller chunks. And then instead of doing like cubes, I find that cubes get really tough. So I like to do like little slices like that, going against the grain. I like to make them thin, very thin as well. Again, if they're thin like that, they're all gonna cook at the same rate. They're all gonna cook evenly and they're gonna be nice and tender. And that's how I like to eat my chicken, at least my chicken breast. And I'm putting it in a separate bowl so that I can season it before I drop it into my pan. I'm not really following any recipe. I am just going off of my brain, my brain hole. So this one's a thicker piece. You'll see it was thicker than that last one. So I'm gonna actually cut off this fat right here. And then same thing, I'm gonna start from right here and slice it in half so I can get those more even, thinner slices that are more tender and juicy and don't dry out. And then it also helps to not overcrowd your pan and to cook in batches as well. I also, if I'm making chicken breast, like just like this, I will cut it in half like that and then sear them off just like that, just like this, and meal prep like a bunch of chicken breasts like that, and then put them in salads. And they come out really juicy, really delicious. And then my last piece, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Cut it in half again. Get those thin slices. Okay. That way you don't have to like clean up too much of your other cutting board. Rinse this bad boy off and get it straight into the dishwasher. Use lots of soap, just working with protein. All right, so as I said, I'm making some type of like pasta chicken dish. So I've got my cut chicken and I'm gonna season it now. So come with me to my spice cabinet. And what do I want to pull out? I like spice, so I'm gonna use a little bit of red pepper flakes. What else do I want? I'm gonna use some thyme, garlic. What else do I want? Oregano. That's parsley. Where's my oregano? Oregano. I'm gonna do a little bit, like I just am going with what my heart feels like. I'm gonna do a little bit of paprika. And I know it's not traditional for like a pasta dish, but because I am doing PCOS and I'm ovulating right now, turmeric is really good for your ovulation period during when you have PCOS. So we're just gonna go in with salt and pepper. Do some oregano. Some thyme. I should get some rosemary in here too. Garlic. Other side. Oh, I've got onion powder. And just a little bit of red pepper flakes. I hope that's not too much. And the little last bit of turmeric, just because it's good for my hormones. And coat it, get it all mixed up. I feel like I'm gonna have to wash that. It would be better if I mixed it with my hand, but I don't feel like getting my hand all chickeny right now. Ooh, that actually smells really good. I like this blend. I like it when the spices are already like, you can already smell it. Like it's gonna cook up really nice. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put my spices away. I'm gonna turn on my cast iron. Get the heat going, get it nice and hot. Oh, I didn't even put any. We just need a little sprinkle. Just a little. All right, my olive oil is running low, so let's fill that up. Running low, it's completely empty. Hydrate. Hydrate. Oh, she's brand new. All right. So this is fun. So now that I'm starting, like I've got my cast iron on, all of my veggies and my protein are ready. The first thing I did was I put the water on, and now my water is boiling. So before I can, before I even get my chicken on, I can drop my noodles. All right, so let's head to the other side of this kitchen and start cooking. Venga, venga, venga. Venga conmigo. Okay. Bueno. We're already boiling, but we're going to add a little bit of salt to the water. Okay. Costco pack of noodles. And this is meal prepping, so I'm just going to do the whole thing because I used I have a lot of chicken. And if I want to, I can portion out, once the noodles are fully cooked, I can portion out the noodles and set some of it aside and have that for my kiddo and make like butter noodles for her if she's not interested. All right, noodles in. What do I want to use? All right, little stir action. Hot tip, for your water not to boil over, take a wooden spoon and lay it over the top of your dish. All right. All right, my cast iron is hot. We're gonna put some oil on there. Some nice olive oil. And get that all the way around the pan. Beautiful, nice and hot. And then we're just gonna toss this chicken in and start cooking. You hear that sizzle? Oh yeah. Spread it out. And because I cooked these, or I cut this chicken so thin, it will cook pretty fast. I'm just making an even layer. separating all the pieces in the cast iron. Clean, flat layer. Hi, you're back. Hi, Julian. So flat layer, and then don't touch it. Don't touch it so that you can get like a nice crust on it. A nice browning. That's where all the flavor is. Take us to Flavor Town. How was your shower? Did you have a good shower? Now, I think this is the hard part for most people, is when they put the chicken in, they just want to go in right away and just start mixing and stirring. You're not going to get color. You're not going to get flavor if you do that. Let it sit. I cannot emphasize that enough. Let it sit, and then you'll see, since I said the pieces are cut so tiny or thinly, you'll see when they are starting to cook all the way around it. So I'm just flattening the pieces out. Because when you start stirring it like that, and it starts to get like watery from the chicken, it starts boiling itself, and that's when you get tough, dry chicken. And I don't want tough, dry chicken. I want tender, juicy, you know, something that if I'm meal prepping and this is my meal for the week, I want to come back and eat it every day, right? And I want it to taste good. Woo! That was hot. Should have thought about that, but well. Just checking on my zucchini that was in the oven. No, don't touch it. Don't fall for it, Theresa. Don't fall for it. Wait. All right. Open oven. Hot oven. All right. They're looking good. They need a lot more time, though. Oh, it smells so good. That smells delicious. Get my spoon back here. I want to see a little less pink before I start flipping and adding my onions and garlic. I'm back. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna start stirring it up now. Not get as much color as I wanted to, but that's okay. And add in our garlic and onions now. As I added my garlic and my onions, I'm going to add just a little bit more olive oil. And let that all cook down. Oh, yay, this piece, like that's got some good color. Right, ooh, right there. That's what we're looking for. So I'm very much a believer in clean, woo, yikes, clean as you go cooking, right? So I'm going to take these and I'm going to bring them over. I'm going to let that do its thing, and I'm going to clean a little bit, do a little bit of dishes as I go. Be right there. I'll cook that later. Okay. For me, as I cook, the cleaner the surface, the better my mind feels. If I have a clean surface that I'm working from, my brain is just like, ah, okay, we can do this. This is achievable. And we'll rinse off and clean my cutting board for the next whatever I'm making. All right, nice and clean. So while that is still going, I'm going to take out my shrimp and let my shrimp thaw. So all you want to do for that is get a nice bowl, put cold, I cannot emphasize this enough, you want cold water if you're going to thaw something. Cold water. Alright, I'm going to throw my shrimpies in there. These are my shrimp to the last of the bag, and fill it up, cold water, and set to the side. It'll thaw really quickly. The reason why you don't want to use warm water or hot water to thaw any type of meat is because you run the risk of bringing it to an unsafe internal temperature. It's just kind of basic food safety. Alright. My onions are getting translucent and gorgeous. Alright, let's check on my noodles. They're not quite done yet. They still have some time. So I'm going to see also, because I want to make some hard-boiled eggs for my protein little snack thingies. So I'm going to dual purpose this water. When my noodles are done, I'm going to just put the eggs in there and boil the eggs in the same water as the pasta. But while that's going, I'm going to actually grab a little jar and collect some pasta water. So let's collect some pasta water. Ooh, we got a little straggler. And that pasta water is going to add to the sauce for this chicken pasta dish, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I'm just making it up as I go. All right, those are looking great. So now we're going to add in the chopped spinach. I feel like, do I want to use the whole bag? Okay, I'm just going to use the whole bag. Whole bag. Frozen spinach, really cheap. It's not going to go bad. It just stays in your freezer until you're ready to use it. So it's a good option if you're like a busy parent and you need to add vegetables. The other thing with this dish is if it's too much for the meal prep for the week, you can actually set half of it aside and put it in the freezer. And then you can have it for the next time you're ovulating, because I'm doing this for my PCOS, right? These noodles are looking about done. I'm going to take one out and then poke it with a fork. Ooh. Nope, not quite yet. It's a little al dente, but not as al dente as I want it. No, my dog needs to go out. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. This is looking fabulous, and those noodles are almost done. Like I said, I'm dual purposing this boiling water, so I'm gonna scoop-a-loop these noodles best I can. So that, like I said, I can repurpose this water for hard-boiled eggs instead of having to reboil. And I'm going to turn the heat down on that right there because that is finished. I'm just waiting for these noodles. Actually, I'm just going to have the noodles go right into there. We want that pasta water anyway. I'm curious if this pasta water is going to do anything to the eggs that I'm going to put in there. We will see. Get out of there. Alright, and then the rest of these noodles I'm going to save and set aside. It's almost the end of the month. Ooh! Oops, oh, don't eat it. It's too hot, buddy. It's too hot. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Oh, nope, I'm saving these. So this was a longer process, but in order to save the water, I don't know if it was really that worth it, because there's, like, not a lot of water left at the end. Okay. Got a couple more noodles. And set those aside and I can make butter noodles. Oh, goodness. Let's grab these last guys. Ow! It's hot. It's hot over here. Fishing noodles out. It's probably not my brightest idea. like for sake of efficiency. I don't know if it was truly as efficient as I wanted it to be. Because this last noodle, oh, there's one more after that. Actually, this will be these butter noodles will be good to bring to my dad's to have the kids eat tonight. It's a great idea. I'm hearing it ring in my head. All right, so I'm gonna grab my eggs. Fuck it. All right, let's boil some eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. And then I'm just going to set a nice, easy timer for 12 minutes, and those can go for 12 minutes. All right. This is my easy little pasta dish. And next what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of butter. Heat up. Out of my way. Out of my way. There we go. All right, just a knob of butter in there. Oops. There's some packaging on there. Gross. All right, and let's mix it up. Alright, gonna add just a little bit of pasta water and I'm gonna grab some cheese. Now I wish I had different Parmesan, but this is the only Parmesan that I have, so I'm just gonna use it. It's my favorite, but it'll melt. It should melt anyway. Just use the whole thing. Pour a little bit more water in. Get the boil back up on those eggs. Alright, and after the cheese, this should be done. Just mix it all together. Whoops. Cheesy chicken, pasta, spinach, delicious. Alright, so now I have to try it. Work. Get a little piece of chicken and a noodle. Delicious, so easy. Just gonna add a little bit more salt. And some pepper. It's done. Turn the heat off. One last mixy mix, and then we'll store it. That's what you want. Do you hear that? That's that wop. All right, so I'm gonna bring it to the counter. Go ahead. All right, storage. Look out, though. Look out, buddy. Now, this is always the hardest part because it's so heavy. It's so heavy. And so, it gets so messy. Now, the trick is, will my daughter eat this? I don't know. Probably not. But I might be able to convince her. But this looks freaking delicious. Well, I already tried it. It is freaking delicious. Now, when you're cooking with cast irons, the reason why I immediately put it into its storage container so that I can clean my cast iron. You want to clean your cast iron while it's hot. If you want that really nice non-stick surface on your cast iron, it's really important to get the food out of it as soon as you're done. Don't let it sit or you're going to have a hard time cleaning it. And then plus, right after this meal, I'm going to make my shrimp fajitas, and I want to use this cast iron. So, again, as quickly as I can, I'm just making my pan a little lighter so then I can get it all out of there. I'm actually going to grab another Tupperware, and I'm going to portion some of this and put it in the freezer for the next time, for when I want it. Because I have a feeling my toddler's going to give me issue with this meal. And then I'm going to be left eating it all by myself. So I'm going to put some in the freezer just to, in case that is the reality and that is what happens. Because that is always so annoying when you make food for your toddler and you're convinced that they're going to eat it and then they don't eat it. Delicious. Oh my god, that looks so good and it smells amazing. Scrape down the sides, get the last of that spinach. Delicious. All right, hot cast iron, hot water in the sink. The hotter the water in the sink, the better for rinsing off your cast iron. And then because, I mean, this is just a practice that I do with my cast iron, so it's super easy to clean. Now, because I use cheese, there's some spots that I'm just going to use a scrub brush. Just going to use a scrub brush to scrub off those cheesy spots. And then she's good to go. The other really awesome thing about using cast iron, if you're struggling with hormones or you're anemic at all, using cast iron will actually put more iron into your food from cooking with it. So I tend to have low iron, so that's why I like to use cast iron. All right, there's just a little bit more cheese at the bottom. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Okay. All right, and then the next thing, wipe down get it dry on the outside, and then put it back onto your hot burner, and then it will just dry. Well, I mean, you turned your burner off, but it's still a warm surface. So that way, when you put it back on that warm surface, it will, the inside will dry really nicely. But because I am me, I need to wipe down my work surface first. Where's my washcloth? Ahí está. Here it is. And I need soap. All right, I'm gonna wipe down my work surface, or wipe down my stove before I put my cast iron back on. I really think that's my neurodivergent brain. Like, I can't function if, like, my surface isn't clean. Okay. Let's see here. Put you back right over there. I'm just gonna put low heat on, so that'll go dry up before I do my shrimp fajitas on that. All right, let's take a look at, all right, we've got like 2 more minutes left on these eggs. Now, the thing with boiled eggs is that you want to stop the cooking process, right? So I'm gonna grab a bowl and I'm gonna fill it up with ice. Nice big bowl. I'm gonna go fill it up with ice. Gonna get kind of loud, so if you're wearing headphones, like, it's ice, it's loud. We got our ice. Turn my heat off, and then I am just going to put you back over here. I'm just gonna grab the eggs out because I don't want this hot water going into my ice, right? That would just defeat the purpose. So the timer's gone off. It's been 12 minutes. These eggs have been boiling, and I'm just gonna throw them on top of the ice. They're singing to me. All right. And then ice, eggs, and then you take cold water, fill it up with cold water, and then let the eggs have a nice ice bath for like 5-6 minutes, or until you're ready to peel them. So that way when you peel them, they're nice and cold. The shell will come off just a little bit easier. And it's not hot to the touch on your fingers. Okay. So this is for the week. Close that off, set that to the side. And then this one's for the freezer. Hold on, I need another bite of that because that was delicious. Let's take another bite. We've got noodles, onions, chicken. Oh my god, so good. Okay. And like I said before, when I was cutting the chicken super thin, it cooks it all evenly so that the chicken is nice and tender and not tough. Because I use chicken breast. Sometimes chicken breast can get tough if you have larger chunks of it that you're cooking. Okay. Now, before we do the shrimp, we're gonna do more cleaning. my glasses. Okay. Hydrate. Don't forget to hydrate. And wipe down your counters. I know everyone's brain works differently, but like I said, mine is very much, I have to clean as I go. Eggy eggs to the side. Okay. Getting all this cheese off of my spatulas. What we used for the pasta and the eggs. I had a really weird dream last night. It's kind of hard to remember, but I don't know, it's coming back to me in strange pieces. Like I was on a mission or something. I was doing something. I know that's not a lot of detail, but it's just, I don't know, it's all coming back to me now. All right, she's coming. Sorry, my sink is like filling up. There's tiny little pieces of spinach. Gonna let that drain. Toss that in the garbage. Another rinse. All right, so my cast iron is now dry because I turned the heat on a little bit because I'm about to do this shrimp, right? So I'm gonna go oil up my cast iron, grease her up because she's thirsty. So I'm gonna turn the heat off because it doesn't need to be on. You can use olive oil, but my main oil that I use is, some people use, I don't like using vegetable oil, I use peanut oil. My body likes it better. And so I'm just going to put some peanut oil on here. Take a paper towel and lube up your cast iron. And this is how you keep your cast iron non-stick. All while it was hot, we took the food out of it, rinsed it, scrubbed it, dried off the bottom of it, and then put it back on the heat for it to dry and get all the moisture out. And then once all the moisture is out, you can grease the surface. And I'll show you when I'm finished. Now she's all greased, she's non-stick, she's ready for another meal. I'm gonna grab my my rag, and I'm going to clean up this side. Ooh, she's still spicy. Again, your surfaces are going to clean so much better if you have a washcloth with a lot of soap and you clean it while it's hot. Kind of like what they do at hibachi restaurants, you know? It's just going to come up way easier. It's going to save you time in the long run from having to clean up your kitchen. Because like at the end of a cook, you don't want to be like, oh crap, I have all these dishes I need to clean. Nope. No, thank you. All right. All right, we're doing fajitas. I'm gonna put these noodles away. Noodle storage for the kiddos. And then I can use this shrimp. So my shrimp is thawed now. So I'm gonna drain my shrimp. And I got uncooked shrimp, so it comes with the little shell on it. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel the shell and discard it. So I have another little, one bowl is for the discard and the other bowl is for the actual shrimp. Just pinch your girl right there and peel. Take that off and you go. I'm sure you can leave them, I don't know what kind of flavor it adds if you leave them on. That is not my preference. That's not how I want to eat it. So I could have gotten, this process would be so much easier if I got pre-cooked shrimp. Then I could just take it right out of the freezer and put it into the pan, but I decided to be extra and I got raw. So I think next time when I go shopping, I'll get already cooked shrimp so that I don't have to do this process. Not that it's super time consuming, but I think I like it because I can flavor my shrimp better, that the flavor sticks to it, because I'm gonna season it after I, you know, take all the shells off of the shrimp. I'll season it and then put it onto my hot pan instead of frozen, putting it into a hot pan and then seasoning it. I don't know if there's a difference. I have no idea. So this fajita dish is going to be for me. I don't think my daughter will eat it. And it's going to be at least, I don't know, maybe 2 portions, but it's not a big one. And then after that, yeah, then I have just one thing left, which is my little protein things, and I'll make a little egg salad for breakfast because sometimes I like to put egg salad on oops, wrong one, on toast or an English muffin for breakfast. Get protein that way. And so this shrimp is for me. I get to make it as spicy as I want to make it because my pasta dish, I did not, I mean, I put some red pepper flakes in there, but I did not make it like overly spicy. And I like spicy. I like it. I like it a lot. Ew. They already deveined them, but sometimes they're still poopy when you get them. So just gonna rinse that off because, like, I love shrimp, but I don't want to eat shrimp poop. Also, shrimp is a really good protein to eat when you're ovulating. If you have PCOS, it's going to help regulate the hormones that you need during ovulation. If you're curious where I've gotten this information about the foods to eat during your 4 different phases of your cycle. There's a book called Woman Code. And there's a very helpful food list guide for each phase of your cycle. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna go into a hot pan, right, with oil, and there's water in there from peeling it, right? So I'm just gonna take a paper towel and collect some of the moisture so that my pan, I don't, you know, danger, right? I don't want all of that water getting in the pan and then spurting back at me. All right, so that's pretty dry. Well, not dry, but there we go. Grab my spices. Garlic, onion, turmeric, cayenne, paprika, and chili. Salt and pepper. All right, turning my cast iron on because this is gonna go quick. All right, chili powder. Paprika. I measure with my heart. I stop when my ancestors tell me to. Onion powder. Garlic powder. A little bit of cayenne. Turmeric for the hormones. Not traditional, but it's for my hormones. We're going with how we feel, not tradition. Salt. Pepper. And red pepper flakes. Boy. All right, spoon, stir. This blend smells delicious. All right, so I've got my shrimp. I've got my onions and my bell peppers. Where's my frozen garlic? Grab my frozen garlic. Where is she? ¿A dónde? Oh, where did I lost my garlic. That's wild. Where? I'm really confused, people. But never fear, I have more garlic. Oh, there it is. There we go. Freezer garlic. I'm just gonna add the rest of it because I have more garlic in the freezer that I just chopped up. Okay. I'm not gonna waste any. Some fell on the counter, but like I said, I'm not gonna waste it. All right, veggies, shrimp, over to the cast iron. I turned the heat on, it's already hot. I'm gonna grab olive oil. Yes, it's greased up and it will be nonstick, but just like any pan that's nonstick, before you start cooking, you need to add more oil. All right, and it's ready to go. I'm just gonna throw my shrimp in. Get them all on one surface. And these will cook very quickly. especially in a nice hot pan. I'm going to go rinse this out, and then when I'm done rinsing this, I'll flip them. I've worked in kitchens, I've worked in bakeries over the years, so you just learn some things as you go. So I don't cook it all together because the cooking time for the shrimp is going to be quicker than the cooking time for the onions and the bell peppers. So I like to cook the shrimp off first, and so that the shrimp doesn't get tough, I'll take them out, and then I'll put in my bell peppers, or, you know, the other half of the fajitas. And then the seasoning that you put on the shrimp is collecting in the oil, and then it will transfer to the vegetables. And it's really nice. So that way, all I have to do with the vegetables when I put them in is put a little bit of salt and pepper. If I want to put more seasonings, I'm more than welcome. And you'll see. All right. So I had zucchini roasting in the oven. I'm going to make room for it on the counter. Open oven. It's going to fly out at me, so look out. Open oven. Woo! I don't want my fire alarm to go off. I will mute it if that happens, but okay. And that's my roasted zucchini that I put in at the beginning. Oven off. I'm just going to mix these little babies around. You want to look at them first changing color. They'll turn pink. But with all of the seasoning on it, it's kind of hard to tell. You want to see it's translucent. It's not going to be translucent anymore once it's cooked all the way through, and it curls up. And if you overcook your shrimp, it's going to get tough. And I don't want to eat tough shrimp. That's kind of gross to me. So, these shrimp, oh, they look delicious. These are cooked all the way through now. So I'm going to transfer them to the dish that I'm going to store them in. Ooh, those, the red chili flakes are really yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. So the shrimp's out. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil for my veggies. Get that around the pan. And in my veggies go. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit and let the veggies cook off. Woo! And then, like I said, the seasoning from the shrimp is collecting onto it's being brought up by the oil, and it's collecting onto the veggies. Oops, she went flying. Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to bring up that seasoning. I don't even care. I'm going to add this pasta water because it already has flavor to it. And I'm going to deglaze my pan. There we go. Again, isn't traditional. I'm just working with what I got. I'm going to add just a little bit more to deglaze. There we go. That's all we need. And what that's doing is it's bringing up everything that the shrimp. So the only thing I need to add to the veggies is just a little bit of salt and pepper. And then this will be really nice to just go on a tortilla and be like a really quick lunch or something. Just pop it in the microwave, put it in a tortilla, and you're good to go. Give that some time. And then how about we store the zucchini? What do I want to put it in? It might fit in there. We'll see. A different set of tongs. The pan's still hot, but ooh, this looks delicious. Yummy. I'm gonna use this to scrape it off because they were. I honestly forgot about them, but they are cooked to perfection. They're exactly how I prefer them. My brother, he's been like barbecuing zucchini and he doesn't cook it long enough and it's like still half raw and I'm like, I don't want to eat raw zucchini. That's beautiful. Here we go. We've got some beautiful roasted zucchini for the week. Get your veggies in. And then, ooh! 5-second rule. I'll just eat it right now. And then again, hot on hot. It's gonna be your best way to clean. Rub it right away. Those veggies aren't really doing anything in the pan over there. They're just caramelizing, which caramelizing takes a pretty long process, so just let it do its thing. Zucchini done. And then after that, I just have one more thing, the eggs. And then I'm done. How long is 100 minutes? That's an hour and 40 minutes? It's gonna take me longer than that, but. This is gonna be so nice for the week. Have all my stuff ready after swim class for my kiddo. I'll just have the pasta ready to go for her. Same for me. And she'll have the watermelon juice. Good times, good times, good times. love cooking. All right. Nice. Finished with that. And let's go check on those veggies. Oh, and look at that. The veggies are done. Gorgeous. I'm just going to add just a little bit of water to bring up some of that garlic deglaze. Grab my handy dandy scraper spatula. Get a little bit of water right here. Yeah. Gorgeous. Turn the heat off. All right, now these veggies are ready to go with the shrimp, and then we're done with the fajitas. Again, very important, hot on hot pan. You got a hot cast iron, you get your hot water running, as hot as you can get it. Hot on hot pan is the best way to clean your cast iron if you want to keep your cast iron non-stick. And then for any of those tough spots, you just take a little scrub brush and you scrub those areas when it's nice and hot. And that is how you keep your cast irons non-stick. Because some people are just like, oh, I can't get my cast iron to work. Yes, you can. You just need to know. Because, like, my friend, she had the same thing. She was like, I just can't get, she's like, I don't get it. She's like, I can't cook eggs on my cast iron. And I was like, what? So I went and I spent 3 weeks at her house. And by the time I was done with her cast irons were non-stick. So, and I showed her, I gave her the tools in order. Because like she said, she was like, oh, well, I'm not cleaning it right away. The food is still in there and it's so hard to get the food out. And I was like, girl, that's your problem. That's your problem. You got to clean it. Heat's off, but the stove is still hot. That is still wet in there. I'm going to go put it on the hot stove and it'll dry all by itself. But I have to wipe down my stove first. Where is it? I lost my washcloth. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Soapy water. Get more soap every time for me because of all the grease that came up. Wipe down my hot stove and then put my hot cast iron back on. All right, shrimp fajitas done. Hot cast iron back on the heat. And it's only hot, it's not on, it's only hot because I just turned the burner off. All right, and we are almost to the end of our journey. I've just got one thing left to do. Eggs. And little protein snack boxes. Oh, it's delicious. Okay. So I can just pull it out from the fridge. I like to put my eggs, I guess that doesn't really matter, but I had my eggs in a ice bath so that they could stop cooking. So those will be good to peel. And I'm going to grab my, you'll see, I forget what they're called, just the containers, You'll see. Oh my goodness. All right, here's 4. And 5. So we're gonna do boiled eggs. I've got some peaches and I have some plums and I've got some deli meat. And then some nuts, because for ovulating, no, what's for I'm trying to remember, I can't remember what is good, but oh, sunflower seeds and pistachios. Ooh, I have some pistachios that I'll put in there. All right, I always like to lay down a paper towel because I don't like putting wet boiled eggs into these containers. It just kind of gives me the ick. What am I, ooh. I have some carrots that I can put in there too that I need to get rid of. And I've got some salami and some turkeys that I need to get rid of too. So before I do the eggs, I'm actually gonna cut up these plums. I already washed these plums. I washed them, I think I did a live on it the other day, in a baking soda and vinegar solution. I'm actually not gonna cut those into slices because they are like overripe. But I used to make these little snack bowls when I was pregnant, and they were wonderful. I could not, because they were like my mid-afternoon snack, and it was the best thing ever. I could not wait for my little snack bowls. And then I would also put in an English muffin with peanut butter and jelly. Oh, I loved that when I was pregnant. Ooh, she's so juicy. I'm actually just gonna, oh my God, yum. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I just have to eat that one. Mm. 2, 4, 6. Okay. All right, set those to the side until I am ready for my assembly. So I've got my plums, I've got a little bit of carrots, my eggs, more protein. Okay, so we'll start with the first one. Open up my little container, and I will put in my fruit. Put in some carrots. I'll just put a couple of carrots. And I'll do a slice of turkey. And then let's peel these eggs. Like I said, I like to roll the egg out so that it's not so wet. So I don't like it sitting in its like weird egg juices. I'm actually gonna do 2 eggs per little snack bowl. I'm rolling out my egg so it's not all wet. There we go. And then, I mean, it's kind of sad looking because I don't have a lot, but like, it's my little protein bowl or, you know, little snack thing. That one's done. 4 more to go. All right, 1, 2. Add my turkey. Ooh, okay. Add a couple of carrots. And then my egg. I was gonna make an egg salad, but I'm not here for it right now. I'm just gonna put 2 eggs per. Okay. After 112 minutes, I'm exhausted. I'm done. I want to relax a little bit. But it's always comforting going into the week knowing that I have everything already made and ready to go. And then when I pull this out to eat it, all I have to do is add the pistachios or the sunflower seeds or the pumpkin seeds, whichever one I want to do. All right, 2 of those. Adding my salami. Add 2 of those. My carrots. I have this like automatic lock on my front door and it's like going crazy right now. It's like trying to shut itself. It's like, I don't know what it's doing. It sounds like it's malfunctioning. So I like to keep the eggshells or the egg in the water because I made my ice bath, right? And all the ice is melted, then the eggs are cooled down, they're cold, they're not hot anymore. But I will crack the shell and put the shell back into the water and the shell will sink. But I can put the egg in the water and rinse the egg off of any extra shell that's on the egg. This is a nice tip. And then you can take your colander and get the shells out in the colander and toss it into the garbage. Because I don't have, my garbage disposal is not working right now. I'm gonna put that in there. My last 2 carrots, eggs, home stretch. Done with the salami. I'm so glad I got through that. I bought this salami has been in my freezer because I got 2 packages from Costco, and the first package I did not. I mean, I used it as best I could, but it went rancid, unfortunately. I mean, I used more than half of it, but it's upsetting when you have to waste food. I'm not a big fan of wasting food. And like I ran out of, so I'm just gonna go get like a little cheese thingy, a little cheese wheel. Add 2 of these guys in there, and those are done. All right, let's take a look at what we got. I got pasta. Okay, this is for the week. This is to freeze. This is for the kiddo. This is zucchini, fajitas, and then my snack protein containers. All right, and that's it. Thank you. Bye.